Hello, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So how are you today, girls? I hope you are always in healthy condition. Okay, so let's continue our discussion on the biology SPM revision on cuti belajar. Alright, so now, please open your handout, your handout on cuti belajar and go to the chapter 3, movement of substances across a plasma membrane. Chapter 3, movement of substances across a plasma membrane. Okay, let's take a look on the question 1. Alright, question 1. The diagram 1.1 shows the movement of substance P, substance P, which is here, across the plasma membrane from the alveoli into the blood capillaries. Okay, so now if we take a look on the diagram here, so we can see that the substance P here across a plasma membrane from the alveoli here to the blood capillaries. Okay, now let's go to the next sentence. Diagram 1.2 shows the movement of substance Q. Substance Q is here across the plasma membrane into the root hair. Into the root hair. So the movement of material Q requires energy. Alright, so please underline every key word here. Every clue given here. So for example, clue given here is the movement of material Q requires energy. Alright, okay, so now let's take a look on the diagram 1.2. So as we can see here, the substance Q move across a plasma membrane into the root hair, into the root hair cells, and this movement or this process need energy. Alright, okay, so now let's go to the question 1A. Name the process involved in the movement of substance P. And name the process involved in the movement of substance P. Okay, so this is referred to the substance P. So substance P move across a plasma membrane from the alveoli here, to the blood capillaries, So the answer is by simple diffusion. By simple diffusion. Alright. Okay. So because the substance P here is referred to the oxygen. The oxygen, which is higher concentration here during inhalation, will move across the plasma membrane from the higher concentration area to the lower concentration area, which is in the blood capillaries. Okay, by what process? By simple diffusion. Okay, that is the answer for number 1A. Alright, so now let's go to the question 1B and 1C. Okay, so the question 1B, describe briefly the movement of substance Q in figure 1.2. Okay, let's take a look on the diagram 1.2. So in this figure, in this diagram 1.2, what can we see here? The substance Q move across a plasma membrane here into the root hair, into the root hair cell here. Okay, so this process, this process requires energy. Okay, requires energy. So on your mind, you have to know that the only one process that require energy is active transport. Okay, so what is the active transport? It is referred to the movement of the substance, movement of the substance from lower concentration area to the higher concentration area. Okay, so in this process the energy is required. Okay, so let's go to the question again. Describe briefly the movement of substance Q. Describe briefly the movement of substance Q. Okay, the mark allocated here is 2. mark. Okay, let's go to the suggestion answer. The transport process involved for material Q is active transport. Okay, active transport, 1 mark here. And then you have to explain about the active transport. Okay, for example, the concentration of substance Q outside the root hair cell is lower. Right? Okay, the concentration of Q outside the root hair cell is lower than inside the cell. And then the substance Q is transported by the carrier protein. Yeah, transported by the carrier proteins into the cell with the help of energy. Yeah, with the help of energy. Okay, so the key word here or the point here is with the help of energy. Okay, so that is another one mark. Okay, so this is referred to the answer for the question 1b. Okay, let's go to the question 1c. Puan Salma had applied excessive fertilizer to ensure that the plants she planted grew healthier. After a few hours, it was found that the condition of the plant had changed, as shown in figure 1.3. Okay, let's go to the figure 1.3. So this is referred to the plant before. Yeah, before apply the excessive fertilizer. So after she applied the excessive fertilizer, okay, what happened to the plant? The plant is wilt. Right? The plant is wilt. Okay, so explain what happened to the plant. Okay, explain what happened to the plant. Now, what happened to the plant? Okay, so the key word here or the clue given here is excessive fertilizer. Okay, excessive fertilizer. So we have to know that when we put excessive fertilizer on the soil of the plant, it will cause the soil become hypertonic to the plant cell. Right, to the plant cell. Okay, so you have to know that. Okay, so this is referred to the suggestion answer. Okay, let's go to the answer here. Excessive fertilizer in the soil makes it hypertonic compared to the plant cell. Okay, so you have to mark here. Make sure you have to put the excessive fertilizer. Okay, make it hypertonic. Okay, the word here, you have to put it hypertonic compared to the plant cell sap. Yeah, okay, so what happened? Water from the cell sap, cell sap of the plant diffuse out. Diffuse out of the cell by osmosis. Okay, please state the process referred to the osmosis. When water diffuse out from the cell, the process is called as osmosis. Okay, and then what happened to the cytoplasm? Cytoplasm and vacuole shrink, or you can write that the plasma membrane is pulled away from the cell wall. The plasma membrane is pulled away from the cell wall, and what happened? Plasmolysis occur. Plasmolysis occur. Okay, so that is referred to the explanation on what happened to the plant when Puan Salma applied excessive fertilizer. Alright, okay, so that is the answer for the question 1C. So the mark allocated here is 3 marks. Okay, you can choose either point here. Okay, so you will get the full mark. Okay, now let's go to the question 1D. A housewife has prepared pineapple pickles by soaking pineapple slice in a concentrated sugar solution. Okay, so this is referred to the pineapple pickles, right? So explain the advantages and disadvantages of this method compared to the storing fresh pineapple. Okay, so let's go to the answer. Okay, before that, you have to refer to the mark allocated here. Right, so you have to explain the advantages and disadvantages. So usually you can put 2 advantages or 1 disadvantages, or you can put 2 advantages, 2 advantages, right? Okay, so 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. Yeah, so you will get the full mark. Okay, so this is referred to the suggestion answer. Okay, what is the advantages of the method? Okay, so what is the name of this method? This is referred to the pickle, yeah, pickling, yeah, pickling, right? Okay, so the advantages: avoid food wastage, yeah, avoid food wastage. Okay, second one, avoid food spoilage, right? And preserved pineapple can last longer, right? So the pineapple can last longer. Make the pineapple taste sweeter or better. Okay, so what are the advantages? Sugar level in pineapple increases, right? It's not good for our health, right? Okay, vitamins in the fruit will be destroyed. The vitamins in the fruit will be destroyed by oxidation during the process of preserving the fruits. Okay, and then the pineapple's texture change, or the pineapples become soft, yeah, because the cells lost water by osmosis. Okay, so you have to remember that when we do the pickling process, we have to immerse, yeah, immerse the slice, yeah, the pineapple slice into the concentrated sugar solution. So the concentrated sugar solution is hypertonic, yeah, to the pineapple cell. So what happened? The water inside the pineapple cell will diffuse out. Okay, will diffuse out by osmosis, and it will cause the pineapple cell become soft, right? Okay, become soft, become flaccid, right? Flaccid and become soft, right? Okay, so that is referred to the question 1D. Okay, now let's go to the section B. Yeah, just now is section A, now is section B. Yeah, question 1A. Alright, okay, let's go to the question 1A. Number 1, yeah, diagram 1.1 shows the state of red blood cells in 3 different types of solution. Alright, so this is referred to the state of the red blood cells in 3 different types of the solution. Okay, so what are the solutions? Okay, first, in the 5%, yeah, 5% sodium chloride solution. Okay, and for this one, in the 0.85% sodium chloride solution, and this one is referred to the in distilled water. Okay, so you have to remember that distilled water is always hypotonic. Yeah, okay. Distilled water is always hypotonic because in distilled water it has higher concentration or high water potential. Alright, okay. So between these 3 types of the solution, you have to determine which of the solution is hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic. So we already get one, which is hypotonic, right? Hypotonic. So refer to the 2, yeah? So these 2 state of the red blood cell here, what can we see? This is referred to the condition whereby the cell is undergo crenation. Yeah, crenation. Okay, so this is referred to the normal RBC and normal red blood cell. Okay, so and then let's take a look on the concentration of the sodium chloride here. So this one is 5%. Yeah, whereas this one is 0.85%. So which one has a higher concentration? So 5% has a higher concentration, yeah, of the sodium chloride, yeah, than the 0.85%. So right, so automatically we know that this solution is hypertonic, yeah, hypertonic. Okay, so this one 0.85% is isotonic. All right, so this is referred to the hypertonic, isotonic, and hypotonic. Okay, now let's go to the question 1a. Okay, explain what happens to the red blood cell in 5% sodium chloride, 0.85% sodium chloride, and also in the distilled water. Okay, so the mark allocated here is 7 marks. Yeah, 7 marks. Okay, so let's go to the suggestion of answer here. Okay. So before that, you have to know this is referred to the essay question. So when in essay question, you have to write in paragraph, yeah, in paragraph, or you can write in the point form, but must in the full sentence. All right, okay, so let's go to the suggestion answer. In 5% sodium chloride solution, yeah, in 5% sodium chloride solution. Okay, so what happened? Before that, you have to know that 5% is hypertonic, yeah, hypertonic solution. Okay, first point, red blood cell shrink, yeah, red blood cell shrink and undergo crenation. Yeah, undergo crenation. Okay, 1 mark. Okay, the salt solution is hypertonic compared to the red blood cell. Okay, the salt solution here refer to the sodium chloride solution just now. Yeah. Okay, the salt solution is hypertonic compared to the red blood cell. Okay, why hypertonic? Because it has a high concentration of the salt of sodium chloride here. Okay, then the water potential in a solution of 5% sodium chloride is less than that of red blood cells. Okay, so the water potential in the hypertonic solution is less. Yeah, is less than water potential in the red blood cell. Okay, next we go to the another point. Water molecules diffuse out of red blood cell by osmosis. Okay, you have to write here by osmosis. Okay, why water diffuse out? Because the concentration of outside of the red blood cell here is hypertonic or higher. So when the concentration of the salts, yeah, outside the RBC is higher, yeah, is higher compared to the RBC. So what happened? Water inside the RBC will diffuse out. Yeah, water inside the RBC will diffuse out, okay, by osmosis. Okay, so any 2 or 3 point, yeah, any 2 or 3 points. So this one you will already get 3 points. Okay, so now let's go in the next solution, which is in 0.85% sodium chloride solution, which is isotonic, yeah, to the red blood cell. Okay, so what happened to the red blood cell? The size and shape of the red blood cells do not change, yeah, do not change or remain the same. And then the water potential outside and inside the cell is equal. And the water potential outside and inside the cell is equal. And the water molecule diffuse in and out of the red blood cell by osmosis at the same rate. Yeah, at the same rate. So the water molecule diffuse in and out, okay, by osmosis at the same rate. Okay, so this refer to the suggestion answer for the 0.85% sodium chloride solution, which is isotonic to the red blood cell. Okay, so next we go to the in distilled water. Yeah, in distilled water, which is hypotonic. Yeah, hypotonic. Okay, what do you mean by hypotonic? Yeah, hypotonic refer to the high water, less substance or less solute, right? So what happened to the red blood cell? Red blood cells undergo hemolysis. Okay, this is referred to the red blood cells. So red blood cell undergo hemolysis. Yeah, hemolysis, the breakdown of the RBC. Okay, then water potential outside the cell is higher than inside the cell. Yeah, water potential outside the cell is higher than inside the cell, or you can write that the distilled water is hypotonic to the red blood cell. Okay, and then what happened? The water diffuse into the cell by osmosis. Okay, so a lot of water will diffuse into the red blood cell. Okay, by what process? By osmosis. And then what happened to the cell? Cell expand and burst because the thin plasma membrane cannot withstand the high osmotic pressure in the cell. Okay, so that is referred to the hemolysis process. Okay, so we already discussed, okay, what happened to the RBC in the hypertonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypotonic solution. Okay, please always remember that distilled water is always hypotonic. All right, and then you have to compare, to compare the solution. Compare the solution. So which of them has a higher concentration? So if the solution has the highest concentration, so that is referred to the hypertonic solution. All right, okay, so that is referred to the answer for the question 1A. Okay, now let's go to the question 1B and 1C. Respiratory toxins were added to water containing paramecium species. So explain the effect of the poison on the paramecium species. Respiratory toxin. Okay, all right. So what is the key word here? The key word here is respiratory toxin. Respiratory toxin. So respiratory toxin will cause the destruction of the respiration or cellular respiration in the paramecium. Okay, so what is the effect of the poison? Okay, let's go to the answer here. Respiratory toxin will inhibit energy production. Will inhibit energy production, by inhibit the cellular respiration. So when the cellular respiration is inhibited, it also inhibit the energy production, and the active transport process will decline or decrease and stop. And the movement of materials such as waste materials and excess waste from the paramecium will decrease or stop. Alright, okay, so that is referred to the answer for the question 1B. Okay, now we go to the question 1C. A fisherman has a large stock of fish that cannot be stored in the refrigerator. So based on your biological knowledge, explain the appropriate preservation method used by the fisherman to preserve the fish so it can last longer. Okay, so the mark allocated here is 4 mark. Okay, so there is a two method. Okay, you can choose either one. Okay, this is referred to the method 1. Okay, method 1, preserve using salt solution. Preserve using salt solution. Again, and then you have to explain what happened when the fish is preserved in the salt solution. Okay, so water diffuse out of this of the fish cell by osmosis, okay, because the salt solution is hypertonic to the fish cell, and the fish cell undergo crenation, yeah, and the growth of the microorganism can be inhibited, okay, because there is no more water, yeah, inside the fish cell, so the fish can last longer. Okay, method 2, the drying process. Okay, the drying method is used. Okay, drying method. So fish is dried under the sun. Water from the cells lost to the atmosphere by evaporation. Okay, and the dry environment in the cells will inhibit the growth of the microorganism, so the fish can last longer. Okay, so this is referred to the suggestion answer for the question 1C. You can choose whether you want to use the preservation using a salt solution, or you can use a drying method. Okay, make sure you can explain. Yeah, explain how the process can make the fish can last longer. Alright, next we go to the last question here, question 1D. Okay, diagram 1.2 and 1.3 show two types of movement of substances across different plasma membrane. Okay, so this is diagram 1.2, diagram 1.3. Okay, make sure you can analyze the diagram. Yeah, analyze the diagram here. So this is referred to the plasma membrane. Okay, plasma membrane. So this is referred to the protein. Yeah, okay, transport protein here. So I have learned that there are two types of the transport protein, uh, which are referred to the carrier protein and also channel protein. Okay, so when we look at this structure, so this is referred to the carrier protein because it has the active site here, yeah, active site for the substrate to bind. So this is referred to the carrier protein. So for this one, this structure has a channel here or has a pore. So of course this is a channel protein. All right, okay, and then for this one, yeah, for this one also carrier protein. So this is referred to the carrier protein, but why it is differ from this one? Okay, you have to take a look on the key, yeah, key given here, which is ATP. So when ATP is used here, so this process is referred to the active transport, whereby here this is referred to the passive transport. Okay, why passive transport? Because the substrate here, yeah, the solution the solutes here or the substrate here, right, outside the cell has higher concentration, yeah, higher concentration than inside the inside, yeah, in the cytoplasm. Okay, so what is the question? Compare and contrast between these two types of transport of substances. Okay, you have to compare. So when the question is compare and contrast, you have to state the similarities and differences. Okay, similarities and differences. So the mark allocated here is 6 mark. Okay, so you have to write the similarities, yeah, similarities and also the differences. So this is referred to the suggestion answer. Alright, so both process. So when you write the similarities, you have to write both. They both refer to the two process here. Both process involve the transport of material across the plasma membrane. Okay, 1 mark. Okay, both process involve the utilization of carrier protein. Alright, so as we can see here, both diagrams show the carrier protein here. Alright, okay, now what are the difference? Okay, the difference, figure 1.2. Okay, before that, you can draw the table of the differences. Yeah, so please draw the table here, and then you can you can compare between the figure 1.2 and figure 1.3. So in figure 1.2 show the passive transport process, which is facilitated diffusion. Okay, why facilitated diffusion? So what is the meaning of the facilitated diffusion? So facilitated diffusion refer to the movement of the substances. Okay, movement of the substances, okay, from higher concentration area to the lower concentration area with the help of the transport protein, either by channel protein or carrier protein. Okay, that is referred to the facilitated diffusion. Okay, so whereby in the figure 1.3 shows the active transport process. Okay, active transport process. So what is the meaning of the what is the definition of the active transport? Active transport is the movement of the substances, from lower concentration area, as we can see from the figure, from the diagram 1.3 here. So outside the cell has lower concentration, lower concentration. So the movement of the substance from the lower concentration to the higher concentration area with the help of the carrier protein. Okay, with the help of the carrier protein, and also need energy. Okay, that is referred to the active transport. Okay, second difference. Figure 1.2 does not require energy, alright, okay, because it is passive transport, right? And then figure 1.3 requires energy. Okay, we can see the ATP shown here. Alright, requires energy. Okay, third difference occur according to the concentration gradient. Right, so figure 1.2 occur according to the concentration gradient, or follow the concentration gradient, or we can write the movement of the substances following the concentration gradient. Okay, from the higher concentration area to the lower concentration area. Okay, next, for the figure 1.3 occurs in opposition or against, against the concentration gradient. It moved from the lower concentration area to the higher concentration area. Okay, next difference. Figure 1.2 occurs until dynamic equilibrium is reached. Until dynamic equilibrium is reached. Okay, so when the both solutions are equal, equal in equilibrium, so it will stop. Right, so it will occur until dynamic equilibrium is reached. Okay, for the figure 1.3 will cause the elimination or accumulation of substances in the cell. Okay, so as we can see here, it will cause the accumulation of the substance in the cell. Okay, next, last difference can take place through the pore protein or carrier protein. Pore protein refers to the channel protein, So the process can take place through channel protein or carrier protein, whereby in the figure 1.3 only take place through specific carrier protein only. So it only involved carrier protein only. Alright, okay, so that is referred to the suggestion answer in the question 1D. So please check your answer. Alright, please complete the answer. Make sure you know how to answer the question. Alright, okay, so please remember the point, the main point here, and you can also can differentiate between these two type of transport substance. Okay, all right, so I think that's all for now. All right, so please take care of yourself. Please do your own revision. Please do your own revision. Do a lot for the week for the week topic, yeah, yeah, that you still do not cover yet. All right, please read more and more until you do understand, and please do your objective question revision a lot. All right, so that's all for now. Okay, thank you girls, take care.